Hello everyone. So I just sort of started not too long ago studying Japanese with Immersion, and I plan on sort of logging all of my immersion um, in this log just so I can sort of keep track of it. And I just wanted to share, I have a background in data analytics and doing data analysis, so I'm used to working with spreadsheets and making everything look pretty. And so I just decided I thought I would share, you know, some of the things I know in how to make tracking immersion a lot easier for anyone else that might want to have something like this. So I'm just going to actually break this spreadsheet down and then I'll show you how to make something similar. Essentially, what we have here is we have, the date, type of version, the title of what I was immersing with, how long I was doing that for, and then the total minutes um, for that day. And then over here we have the overall total hours that I've immersed and the average daily hours I've spent immersing. Now, again, I've only been doing this for a few days, so I don't have a lot of data at the moment, but this is just to give you an example. And the way this works is, I can scroll down, everything's going to stay nice and readable. Everything's also sort of color coded, so I can just sort of um, glimpse at this spreadsheet and be like, okay, I can kind of see what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. Um, so yeah, the way this works is I can go here, I can click, and I can select a date. So, I can select today, it's automatically highlighted, or not automatically, it is automatically highlighted for today. Um, and then I can click this drop down arrow and I can choose what exactly I'm immersing with. So let's just say I read an article, right? And that's also automatically going to be color coded. I can type in the name of the article. Um, I can type in how long I immersed with that. And then, if that was the only, I did another thing this day, um, 22 minutes today. And so I also need to reformat these dates. But anyway, 22 minutes today. So that'd be 55 minutes, right? And then that would automatically get highlighted as well. And so obviously the green is I did a good job that day. Lighter green is, I did a good job. Green is I met this full dark green is I met my goal. The lighter green is I was really close to my goal. And then we have yellow, which is like, okay, it's like probably should have done a little bit more, but it's still acceptable. And then anything sort of below that orange or red is not good. I should probably change this color as well. Um, just to differentiate that a bit. But yeah, over here I also have that. So yeah, I figure I'd show you how to do this if you're interested in, because it's sort of, all automated as you can see. You don't, all you have to do is just input the data. So to do this, it's actually really simple. So you're going to open up a spreadsheet. You can use Excel if you like. It's similar steps, similar procedure here, but you just click this button right here. And personally, this is a personal preference. Uh, I don't like the white. It's a little too harsh, so um, I change it to gray. And then um, you can input your information. So what was it? Dates, type of immersion, um, and we had the title, um, minutes, or length minutes, however you want to title these, and then um, total minutes for the day. Um, and as you can see, these are kind of, not all, um, fitting. So to fix that, we can just kind of say, select a bunch of rows and sort of drag that out just a little bit, okay? And then over here, I had like overall total hours and then average daily hours. So this is the initial setup. We're gonna go and click on this first row right here, click on this one, and what you're going to do is go to view, freeze, and then one row. And what that's going to do is now when you scroll down, this is going to stay up here. And another thing I like to do just to kind of help differentiate it is go here and give it a different color. I personally like this light blue. Over here, again, these colors, you can adjust it to your personal preference. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click this A, right? And we're going to go to we're going to go to data. We're going to go down to data validation. And over here, we're going to click add rule, okay? And under here, we're going to click this little box where it says drop down. And we're going to say date is. And what this is going to do, if it says if the data is invalid, we're actually going to reject the input. This means that we can't enter anything other than a date. And we're also going to click show help text for selected cell. Click done. And now when we double click on it, we are able to input our date. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is type of inversion. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to click add rule over here on data validation. And we're actually going to keep drop down. And this is where you can enter really anything you want. So, movie, anime, and if you want to add anything else, you can click add another item, and let's just say book. Now, you can change the color of these if you want, so, change it to whatever you want, really, right? And you can add as much of these as you want. Under advanced options, I also like to keep reject input if the data is invalid. And this display style, again, this is personal preference. I wouldn't use plain text. I'd either use chip or arrow. So this is what chip looks like. Just to kind of give you an example. Okay. Oh, you know what? Sorry. When you click B, you want to hold Control and actually click the top row as well. In this case, if you have already done that, go here and instead of B1, hit B2 and just change that. Same thing with the other one, but same thing with the other one. Just change A1 to A2. And so, as you can see, these are already color-coded, so that's how you get the color coding. This is what arrow looks like, which I like just because it fits in the cell a little bit better, right? And if you want to input something else that, here I kind of have all of the things that I would be immersing with, right? But if there is something let's say, like I talk to a language partner on like Hello Talk or something, I can input that, right? I can go down to add another item, right, on a case-by-case basis. But 90% of what I'm going to be doing is this stuff. So that's just what I put, but you can always change it at any time, right? Title, we're not going to do anything. Minutes, we're not going to do anything. And total minutes, we're not going to do anything. So we're actually going to head over here to hours. And you're going to type in this. We're going to use an Excel formula. So you're going to type in an =, all capital sum, and then wherever you put your minutes, right? So in this case, it's D. So you want to do D:D, and what this is going to do, it's going to add up every single value in the D column. So we're going to close that parentheses, but we want to find the hours, and we're logging minutes. So to do that, we just simply divide by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And what that's going to do is it's going to show up 0 because there's nothing there right now. But when you put something in, obviously that'll change. Average daily hours, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to type in average equals, remember put that equals there first, :E because that's total minutes for the day. And then again, divide by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And again, this is going to show up because there is, there's no data in this column yet, so that'll change. So one more thing that we're going to do is to set up the this color coding that I have here. So to do that, it's really simple. You're going to click on wherever you put your total minutes for the day and click on format and go to conditional formatting. Um, and what we're going to do, again, change from E1, change it to E2 here. And we're going to say, we're going to go to color scale, excuse me. And you can use whatever you like. I like this one, the green to yellow to red. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this to number. All of these to number, really. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, this is the point where you're going to want to decide what's your goal. For me, my goal right now is to immerse in Japanese for 3 hours a day. So that's 180 minutes. So I'm going to put in this where the green color is, I'm going to put 180 because that's my goal. And then you're going for the yellow, you're going to decide what is like the, acceptable amount, right? Of what's the acceptable like drop off point for you? Say, I have a goal of 180 minutes, but, I only did like 160 minutes, but I still consider that acceptable, right? That's what you're going to put. For me, I give myself a 30-minute leeway. So 30 minus 180 is 150. So I'm going to put 150 there. And of course, if looking at yellow makes you kind of think it's bad, then, put it lower than what your drop off point is, because then if I put this like at 140, right, and I type in 150, oh, I didn't put oh, sorry, these need to be reversed. I'm sorry, my apologies. You actually want to reverse these colors, so do red and then green here. Obviously, your minimum is going to be 0, and your maximum is going to be your target here. Okay, maybe a little lower than 130. So if I put like 130, which is, well below, it shows up as a slight green. So it's whatever. I'm fine with looking at yellow as like okay, it's fine for today, but try not to make it a habit of getting here. So yeah, whatever number you input. So, let's say you had a really bad day. You only did 30 minutes, or heaven forbid, you had to skip a day. It all happens. It happens to all of us. These are automatically going to get color coded. And as you can see, these average daily hours are changing now that we're inputting data in this column. But, if I did hit that goal of 180, boom. But let's say I came really close. Let's say I did 170. It's still, it's a little lighter, but it's still there. So that's kind of how you automate that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did. Oh, yeah, that's another thing you can do. You can select all of these. To select all of this, you just click this, and then you hold Shift, and then click where you want to hit to. And then what you do is you go here, you click borders, and you can change the border color. You can change the border style. I think I have this one on my other one. It's just a little bit thicker. So now you can, essentially, this is the same thing, right? And so now you can input, today. You can say, okay, we watched anime, we can watched, I don't know, Death Note, and we watched, let's say like 3 episodes would be like an hour and a half, right? Which is 90 minutes. And let's just say that's all we did today, 90. So now we also see that this is updated as well. So we've spent in this one, we've spent 1.5 hours immersing, and our average hours is 1.5 hours. I mean, obviously, the more data you put, let's say we did like a lot that day. Some that day, this wasn't the best of days. This was pretty good. Now this is like changing a lot, right? And overall total hours, again, let's just copy the numbers because I'm lazy. This will, and then now we should see that we'll have 13 hours, right? And so that's kind of how you fill it out. You can just click that. Everything will be automated. It'll be color coded, so that way when you look at it, you can say, oh, okay, I've been doing a fair bit of everything. I've done a little bit of anime. I've watched some movies. I've watched some YouTube, right? I'm not done immersing today, which is why I haven't inputted for today. But, I haven't really kept with that 3 hour goal too strictly, it seems. So it's just an easy way to keep yourself honest and be like, okay, this is what I need to do better. I need to do maybe a little bit more. I'm not doing as much as I think I'm doing sometimes, right? But this is so very good as long as you just kind of remember to log it. Everything will sort of be automated. It'll be easy to keep track of, and as I said, it'll keep you honest. So I hope this helps anyone that's interested in sort of logging their immersion. And yeah, best of luck to everyone who's doing this. So thank you for watching.